Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. I have to start with this from Ray Merritt before we discuss XRP. New investors own 62.8% of the XRP realized cap, which is an indication of fragility. They are stating that the majority of XRP investors are under 6 months old and that their realized capital share has climbed dramatically. They are claiming that fresh investors are driving up the price of XRP, and I would somewhat agree with that. Since Donald Trump was elected president of the United States, I believe a lot of new people have entered this field in the past few months. The price of many of these cryptocurrencies saw a significant spike immediately following the election. However, since many of these individuals are beginning to understand what they're holding while they're holding XRP, I don't see it as fragility. The purpose of this entire paper is to raise doubts about the long-term viability of the current price of XRP. However, the majority of people never sell XRP after they purchase it and learn about its potential. During the hearing, Mr. Lynch announced that the SEC complaint against Ripple had been dismissed. Listen to it. Notably, the SEC has withdrawn nearly all of its lawsuits against some of the worst violators in the cryptocurrency sector during the Trump administration. Crypto.com, Ripple, Kraken, Gemini, myself, Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, and Uniswap are all included in this. I believe the SEC will keep moving in this direction under the nomination of Paul Atkins as head, who has advised a number of cryptocurrency companies. They are aware that the Ripple vs. SEC matter is now resolved. All we have to do is wait for that major announcement. However, there are a lot of people on X spreading false information about this. They claim that Brad is guiding us forward and that the case isn't truly over. That case is resolved. Politicians already know when they inform you that the case is over. The XRP Ledger EVM sidechain testnet is now operational for the BAM protocol. Businesses and corporations may use Solidity to create with trusted data thanks to this integration, which is a decentralized real-world data feed to XRP Ledger's new EVM environment. The speed, low fees, and enterprise-grade dependability of the XRP Ledger, Ethereum's EVM compatibility and development tools, and the secure and decentralized Oracle infrastructure of the BAM protocol are all combined in XRP AVM. With the help of XRP Ledger EVM smart contracts, developers can now easily access live feed prices for XRP USD, Bitcoin USD, and TIA USD. There are currently plans to add more symbols. In the upcoming months, there will be a large number of visitors and numerous projects joining the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain. I am forward to observe the types of projects that will be developed on this EVM sidechain. Many of those initiatives will benefit XRP as well. By the end of this year, XRP might overtake Ethereum as the leading altcoin, according to cryptocurrency attorney John Deaton. According to Johnny Deaton, it will occur in 2025. I'm interested to see where we end up. I am waiting for it to happen because if we receive XRP and it rises above $34, we will have the top cryptocurrency. And I believe it will begin when we flip Ethereum because of the FOMO. When XRP rises to the number 2 spot, it will be very amazing. I anticipate that FOMO will keep driving up the price. With trade threats on the horizon and inflation remaining sticky, the Fed isn't cutting rates just yet. Lawmakers are unable to do anything but wait. To be honest, I didn't think Powell would lower rates. I assumed that he would be cautious and wait to see how the tariffs developed. Plus inflation, as everyone anticipates that inflation will increase concurrently with tariffs. We will have to wait and watch how this all plays out. It's too early to predict what will happen, in my opinion. How do you convert cryptocurrency news into trade signals using GPT chat? Additionally, they warn against trusting in this paper. AI is a tool, not a guarantee, they claim. I would never trade cryptocurrency using AI. You can see for yourself what AI has accomplished thus far if you give grok a try. When you ask a question regarding a certain cryptocurrency, It immediately retrieves data from previous posts made by individual investors. After that, it uses the data to provide a response. Therefore, all it does for you is take a number of postings and conclude that, since this is the story around that coin, it will do very well. Some charitable organizations, however, regard it as a huge plus. Agents are being used by a nonprofit to solicit funds for charitable causes. Therefore, although corporate behemoths like Microsoft may be promoting AI agents as ways for businesses to increase profits, a nonprofit is attempting to demonstrate that agents can also be a force for good. In an effort to raise money for charity, Sage Future, a 501c3 organization supported by Open Philanthropy, started an experiment earlier this month that involved testing AI models in a virtual setting. Anthropix's new Claude models 1 and 2, as well as OpenAI's GPT-40, were free to decide which charity to raise money for and how to best generate interest in their campaign. So far, they have raised $257. Agents will grow significantly in the future. Everybody will have an AI agent that generates passive revenue from their cryptocurrency. They will also use AI bots for cryptocurrency trading. You may also see how AI agents can assist organizations in raising funds for worthy causes, but this is still very early. I'm interested to see where this goes. The renowned hedge fund manager, Ray Dalio, offers significant insight into current events. There's a lot of talk about manufacturing returning to the United States, so I want you to listen to what he has to say. In other words, I acknowledge that there are issues with the fact that we don't manufacture. However, there is a structural issue with our ability to manufacture. Approximately 3 million people, or 1% of our total population, are exceptionally intelligent. They attend the top universities, come out and create the unicorn's inventiveness, half of whom are, incidentally, foreigners. They are also creating the unicorns at the same time. At the same period, 10% of the local population is affected. That's performing admirably. 60% of the population reads at a level below 6th grade. It's difficult to be productive there. According to him, 60% of people will probably work in manufacturing, while only 1% will become unicorns because they attend the best universities. In all honesty, the majority of people who are currently enrolled in school and paying for education will not even have jobs in 5 to 10 years due to the development of robots. Whatever job you're going to school for will probably be replaced by a robot anyhow, unless you're going to college to learn how to build a robot or train an AI. Additionally, these manufacturing positions, who will accept these positions? There are a lot of hiring companies who are having trouble finding employees that actually show up for work 5 days a week and do well at their jobs. And that appears to be a current trend. And these placards are all over the place. I suppose they assume that someone who is already retired will be a better worker than a new hiring, especially a younger one. So if you're retired and looking for a part-time job, give us a call. Everyone wants a universal basic income because, in my opinion, everything is broken at the moment. You look that up on XA and everyone is talking about universal basic income. And yesterday I briefly discussed this in a video. What's wrong with universal basic income? Others asked in the comments section. Here's the issue with it. People currently believe that the money will be free and that they can use it whatever they like. This is how universal basic income actually works. The money that is given to you on a daily or monthly basis in this era of digital currency will eventually